and we'll get things going. We have Koopa versus Legorve Genine. I've got Koopa starting as Seek, as Spy on Gallery.
I indeed have the same spy.
All right, we'll get going in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Started a little bit early there, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
So, we have Koopa here starting on a painting pad. There's any good place to start. We're now not quite next to our seduction target. We obviously didn't want to get quite credited with bug there to get a flirt at the painting, and look like we're chasing her outside.
Yeah, getting the first flirt is very, very important on Gallery. Just because of how big the venue is, how much trouble you can get in with trying to flirt. There just aren't that many pads that a seduction target is going to stay very long at. So it can be difficult to chase them around sometimes. Koopa gonna bounce out back outside to this contact potentially. You might want to take it. It would be pretty good, except the SDA is out, so only the front conversation is going to end up having real contact here. Let's see if Legorve Genine notices that fact and highlights for it.
We seem to be fine, but we did lose a bunch of lowlights to that. I guess it's not too bad for the gallery. We've
safety off a little bit there. Thinking about Smallman a lot here in the back.
I mean, it's Smallman in the back of gallery, always a correct shot.
Well, it wouldn't be in this case, although it would be an understandable one.
I'm slightly concerned that we've burned quite a bit of time already and only have a contact in the first flirt to show for it.
Yeah, and we've just picked up a highlight as well, which is not good for Koopa. Down to 25% on the win chance with that highlight, and we are actually only one of a few highlights here, which comes to be a little bit surprising when you've got nothing done. We still, of course, have some time to work with, but it's just not looking great. 6 lowlights, 1 of 4 highlights. And,
we just lost another chance for some mission progress by putting this book back, and
we tried to take that bug. Unfortunately, it's not a bug that's gonna go well. It's very, very much there.
Especially as one of very few highlights.
Yeah, exactly. So that is going to be Legorve Genine going up 1-0, starting out on the sniper side. But now we'll be going into this next game. Legorve's going to need to convert a spy win on Gallery, which can be quite difficult if he wants to keep a lead going into the next part of this set. We'll see if he can do that in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And it looks like we might be following the traditional method of having our seduction target. Oh no!
No! Legorve, you got the Vergis treatment. You can't red test away the Vergis treatment. Well, we get our 51% regardless. Maybe it was on purpose. You know, maybe we were trying. We knew we missed the green test, so we went for the red instead, and wanted that 51%.
It's worked out for us all right. We've spent a bit of time. We've now used up a lot of our cooldown and look like we're just going to try and two-flirt this, which we have indeed managed to do. Which on Gallery is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's worth 6 percentage points compared to not having that flirt. Oh, but this is a white test purloin. Probably not good. We are covered up by seed quite a bit here, but you know, yeah, shot comes off pretty quickly.
Yes. I'm not sure how much of a chain there was. There was at least a bit of a chain going wheels and pearls, but if you see that fade.
Yeah, if you see the fade, it's just game over, and Koopa looks like he did indeed see the fade. So, despite the nice shot on Koopa earlier, Legorve is not going to be going up in the set quite yet. It is still tied up. Instead, we'll be going into Moderne next. with Koopa on the spy side playing as Red Dress. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And
Oh wow, early bug, but we miss it. So nothing there for us, although it doesn't seem that we got... Oh, these games are going quick, Scout. He's going to go in real quick.
I mean, if you don't hit the bug on the first try, try again.
I guess so. Interesting. That happened.
That was another game.
That was indeed another game that we just saw, Scout. But, you know, Legorve now once again spying to get an advantage. We'll see.
As the best twin.
Well, as best twin, huh?
Yeah.
Plain twin, best twin, says Scout. We'll see if best twin can get Legorve to a win in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Why are you not updating win chance?
Aww. An almost beautiful meeting at Windows, but Boots is having none of it. She's apparently just going to look into the distance, away from everyone else. We're not going to chase. And instead...
We could go for a bug. We are in that perfect range where we're not going to push away the ambassador, standing here as long as we want, but we can take this bug whenever. Yeah, for some reason the win chance, the predictor here is not showing, but like it's giving me data. It's telling me there's a 35% chance to win right now, but it's not showing up on stream for whatever reason. So we'll have to figure out what's going on there after
keeping
this.
his secret opposition research secret.
Instead, we're just sitting here at 25% flirt, and unfortunately the ambassador did walk away from us before we could take that golden opportunity bug there that we set up for.
We appear to be happy to just chill here and maybe time a flirt. Okay, we're up to 51%, which is nice, but it's modern and time does tick down.
Yeah. Time is indeed ticking down. Oh, you know what? I got it, guys. I know why Spy Win Chance is acting up. Give me one moment.
I'll just continue solo casting then.
Please do.
It appears that Koopa is highlighting for bar. We've delegate cheesed, got a nice bug.
Yeah, nice bug, but picked up the highlight for it. And this contact...
The highlight was before the bug, so we're fine.
Okay. Alright, I was in the middle of fixing things, so...
Highlight is for bar, so as long as we don't send a...
we have sent a Purloin, though. It's Rocker. We sent Rocker through. Purloin's done. We do a little Twitch and conversation to try to get closer to our IST to finish flirt, but I don't think that's close enough. That's very weird. That's very weird. We did another Twitch, but I think we did it. I think we got away with it. I think we got it. Legorve with 2 Twitches in conversation while Koopa was low-letting the party for that Purloin, and we win the game.
Yep. Just, I mean, you gotta shimmy up close to your ST.
Yeah, we do. And now we are on. We have Legorve taking the advantage going into Tayen, and Legorve is not known to give up advantages. Legorve's sniper is very, very scary, so Koopa's gonna have to pull something out really nice here if he wants to be coming back in the set anytime soon. But Tayen would be the venue to do it on because, you know, it is one of those more spy-favored venues, lots of occlusion, those shoji make it difficult to see things. So if there's any venue for Koopa to come back on, it would be right here, actually. So let us get started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we're gonna chase our ST to statues, which is a choice.
Yeah, we are going to get a flirt off, of course. Legorve does not highlight for inspects. Of course, is putting the requisite smallman highlight in. We're actually going to take a swap here, which this does not look great. Maybe if you had the green flirt, you could argue as like a rush here.
I think possibly the plan was to try and get Smallman to come across and swap for us. But that obviously hasn't happened. Taylor's going to be the one swapping for us.
Yeah, here it goes. It's on screen now, and the shot just immediately comes off. Yeah, Legorve, I guess, was just looking for that, seeing the suspicious timing of Teal going to that statue at the same time. As I said, if you do hit a green test here on this flirt, you might actually be able to argue a rush. Because what you can do is you can slide over to the statue Smallman was at, and if you're close enough, you can stop this statue from getting swapped by an AI for another 20 seconds or so while you're at center statues. You complete center inspects, and if you go and you hit a green flirt with your ST, take a contact, and if you hit the 2 green, that's going to be 4 missions in about a minute, which would be really, really strong, but you can't take that if you only got the white flirt. So Koopa, unfortunately, not going to make it happen here on Taeyen. Legorve, though, let's see if Legorve can seize a way to really almost put the set away. Like, if Legorve wins this game, it's already going to be 5-1. That's brutal to come back against versus Legorve, but of course that still means winning a spy game, and Koopa's sniper has been pretty on point during this tournament, so we'll see how that goes in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Koopa at least ensuring he has a really good time.
Yeah, 51% on the first flirt here is nice for Legorve. Playing Wheels, which is, I've always said, is kind of like a budget Smallman, because Wheels is not nearly as invisible as Smallman, but being short, especially on Taeyen, is just value in itself.
And okay.
That's just an immediate purloin. Maybe trying to make use of the fact that we're short. Oh no, I think there's intent to frame Twin here with, look at that nod. But that, oh wow, but Koopa does indeed see the fade. Twin takes an immediate low light. That was the main issue with that play, is that Twin is very, very likely to be showing the fade to the sniper, and Koopa catches on that that's a green fade, and it could not be Twin. So now it's down to only a few people in this party. Of course, we only need 1 more mission, but we're one of the 2 main suspects here.
To be honest though, we've got 3 missions done. The problem is the 4th mission, but if we can manage to get a bug covered off screen, we could have this.
Yeah, it would be difficult though, because you need to find a bug that's not going to be credited. And Legorve's still thinking that Twin might get shot. Trying, nodding at Twin here, really hoping for that, but little does he know, Twin's already a low light.
Well, we have a minute 50 to find our last mission.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any miss shots here, but Duke could get credited with a bug. He's a highlight.
I mean, it's Taeyen. Almost everyone gets credited with a bug at some point, so if we're lucky, someone else in the purloin chain might just take it first.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the fact that Cowboy, who was once a highlight, is now low lit. Really looking for a Wheels bug, but we have a drink in our hands. We couldn't be bugging, even if we tried.
And it's being double zoomed in on anyway.
Yeah, exactly. This game just going worse and worse for Legorve here. We go for the bug on the way through with the Ambassador pathing by us. If it had been close enough to land, that would have won us the game, because look at how long it's been since this bug, would have taken, it would have been over 10 seconds, and that would have been the win. Koopa did not shoot for that bug animation, but Unfortunately, Ambassador just simply did not path close enough, and because we're playing with Taft Ambassador, he's just a lot faster, so it's going to be harder to get those reverse drive-bys in, completely. Now we might have to go for a bug on the way through into books here, perhaps, is the idea, but it's still just very hard to get away with this. We are just pretty much top suspect, I have to imagine, at this point. At least with the one being watched the most here.
And now we're into overtime territory.
There's the bug. Legorve is looking
to
try to dance, but Koopa finds the shot. And honestly, that was kind of close. That was a scenario in which a dance absolutely could have worked, especially playing as Wheels. But Koopa, calm and collected, knows exactly how much time he has to shoot. When you see that bugging arm come out, you know how much time you have. It's going to be about 8.5 seconds given latency. So you don't have to take a shot immediately. You do have a little bit of time to line things up. Koopa managed to take that one home after seeing the fade, despite Legorve's attempt at a frame. Now we are going to go on into Library, where I'd say it's pretty likely to see another sniper split. Given that Library is fairly sniper biased, and these snipers have been altogether quite on point.
And Koopa staying in it was that last game.
Yeah, staying in it, absolutely.
I think it would have been tricky from 5-1, but 4-2 is entirely reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll get Koopa on the spy side of Library in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Making our way through the car crash. Not aiming for AST though.
Wait, oh, we've been highlighted. I think this is a character pick thing. Koopa's favorite character is Kane. This might be a character pick highlight.
So, this might be a little bit harder to win.
Yeah, no progress and immediately highlight.
So, we got the green flat. We've walked away, make the cooldown happen faster. We're in a conversation by ourselves, so we can go back and collect this flat, but it's gonna look pretty bad since we have a highlight.
Yeah, it's not the best, unfortunately, for Koopa here. Already in this game, it just seems over.
Most of that cheesing was off screen, at least.
I mean, we did go from about 16% win rate to 26% win rate by getting that flirt. So it's certainly not impossible. Or rather, win percent, not win rate.
And we have a print now. There's mission progress happening. The problem is how many other people are also getting mission progress.
We are in range for a potential bug here. If the Ambassador sticks around, we go for it, but Legorve all over it. Just keeps it on screen after the contact. And yeah, that was just an early highlight into a dead spy. I think what Koopa was doing was a very nice spy game if you don't just immediately get a highlight.
I have to say, it hurts slightly to have people pick on your likenesses for certain characters.
The research. There's a reason why some players like to go full random, even with the Ambassador. All right, now we have Legorve on the spy side playing as Queen. We'll get it started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And doing the good old, kind of trying for AST. Didn't quite work out. Oh yes.
I mean, it's a cross conversation, so it's not the best flirt you're gonna get, but it's very nice to have that free flirt. We don't even take it for a long time here. Legorve's just chilling.
Are we gonna Twitch? Oh my god! We're gonna do it again.
Well, if it worked one scout, if it worked once at the end of a game, It's gonna work again, surely.
I mean, unfortunately, that was only a white, so we're still going to have to 3-flirt. But
Well, it's better than a 17% flirt.
And it looks like we're just gonna go straight back and get another flirt, maybe?
Yeah, looks like it. But we spent a lot of time doing this, right? Like, it's over a minute. We've only gotten now 2 flirts once we hit this.
We have a green, so that makes the last flirt pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're down to 3 minutes, but there is nothing stopping us time adding.
True. Although it's just, I think you need to start considering timeouts now, and you need to start setting up for that if that's your plan, right? If you need to look at when the ambassador is going to be in danger, which actually could be right now. This could be a good time for timeout because look at Koopa's zooming, like just double zooming on where the ambassador is right now. So we could probably take a timeout and it not be noticed, but it appears that Legorve not heading for any sort of thing like that. We just want to take this timer for it.
It looked like we were trying to line up a contact, but it just kept on getting worse, and then we got bailed on by the GA.
Okay,
Here we
so
come.
we do in the end take the timeout, and Ambassador is still in that really rough spot for Koopa. It's a green timeout as well, so it's going to be very hard to notice. We go for the contact immediately after their timeout, which is interesting because it's going to take quite a few highlights down all the way to lowlights, and we pick up the fingerprint in the back of this conversation. However, I wonder if Koopa will be aware of that fingerprint in the aftermath of this contact, because we were pretty much behind pillar there. Of course, the set down was on screen, but we might have gotten away with the print pretty clean.
Which might be pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. An unseen print can be tantamount to an entire mission done without the sniper noticing, because it's very rare to get completely credited for prints when the sniper only knows you have one. However, I think Legorve's a little bit frustrated. We saw some camera shakes there. I think he expected there to be a print on this bookshelf, but there is not. And so we just slide that book back in. However,
So
Koopa... Yeah.
Well, we have contact and seduce done and half a fingerprint, but time's getting on and we still need hardtails.
Well, we're going to go right back into yellow bookcase here as the ambassador slams back in, so we actually do get the fingerprint around this time. And so we do have some option here of perhaps going for...
book cheese.
Oh, we could have gone for a bug.
Bug?
We do go for a bug! We got the bug there, and it wasn't visible. Does Koopa shoot for the 2-cycle inspects, though? That's the question, because there's not going to be a swap. That's the big question for Koopa. It's going to be a countdown here for Legorve. 5 seconds for Koopa to find something, but no, looks like no, we're not taking the shot. And because we don't have that fingerprint, because we don't have those fingerprints perhaps, that Legorve just gets away with a really nice spy game.
That bug was pretty sick.
It was really nice. I think Legorve wasn't certain it would be off screen, so he waited a very long time to take it until he would have been pretty much completely covered by Amba there. But like, I do wonder about this last pickup of the fingerprint though, because if Koopa knows you have the yellow fingerprint but not the other one, picking up the last fingerprint, even though Koopa would have more time to shoot, it might, Koopa might end up shooting just for the fact that you're picking up this last briefcase before you even get to that briefcase, right? That could have been something that Koopa would have shot for, because if you're crediting the bug, you have the inspects, there's a contact, and then Queen's about to get her last print, you're pretty much just gonna shoot that. There's no decision making afterwards. Like, in the last 10 seconds, basically what I'm saying is there's very little difference between before the pickup happens and 5 seconds after the pickup happens. There's not much difference for Koopa in deciding that shot. So going for this last briefcase seems a little bit incongruous and could have gotten us a bullet. It does not this time around, but it's a little bit of unnecessary risk, I think. But now we're all into Veranda, with Legorve up 6-2, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, I don't think you are.
That's going to be really hard for Koopa to come back from. Just there's You need to win a spy game versus Legorve on Veranda, first of all. Like, you need to win all of your games from here on out. And of course, as I mentioned, that spy game on Veranda, it can be so difficult, especially against Legorve Sniper, to take that down. We'll see if Koopa can manage it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We are budget Smallman though, so that's a good start.
Budget Smallman, it actually does matter quite a bit sometimes when you're in the back left of Veranda. You can maybe get purloins that are harder to see. Microfilms are just a lot easier as wheels. So there's definitely some availability here. We actually go for an immediate. It's gonna be a white test purloin. It's gonna be a white test purloin, and it's seen. I think it's like, look at this zoom. Oh no. Koopa's immediately a highlight, and look at this.
I mean, it's not as bad as it could be, because obviously Fade wasn't seen, otherwise we'd be dead.
True.
We might be the only highlight, but we're not dead yet.
I think we're dead spy walking is the problem.
In the end of red.
So does the prediction model.
Yeah, prediction model is not happy with our chances right now. Even with that contact getting us some extra progress, we have none of low edge to come off. Like, it just doesn't help enough. We don't even have any flirt yet. We're gulping this drink now. 3 minutes on the clock. It's just, it's a party of one, almost, at this point. Just waiting for some kind of confirmation.
I mean, the one difficulty with wheels on Veranda is that trying to chase your ST into these tiny conversations is even harder than usual.
Yeah, that can be an issue. Veranda conversations are infamously brutal to get into sometimes. You know, you'll see a spot that looks like it should be wide open, but it just bounces you off of that. Checker, fix your Veranda conversations, Checker.
I mean, so we have a green flirt. This is all helping.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's true.
We still need another 2 missions after we finish our flirt. And, okay, there's a spot opened up in this conversation.
We might just get shot
here.
for flirting alone, because we've just chased Teal pretty hard. And we immediately do the stop talk here, which, if Legorve sees that we're talking at all, is going to be pretty telling.
Well, we've got our flirt done. And we're still not dead.
True. I mean, the last 2 missions we've done have been soft tells, admittedly, that anyone can do, and flirt very much is assumed by a lot of players. We don't take this bug as the ambassador walks by here, which is, you know, smart. Wheels is reverse drive-by bug without any kind of cover there, especially after a white purloin. That seems a bit like death to me.
To be honest, many things seem rather like death to me.
True. I'm gonna head on into red bookshelves here. I think we really wanted to like stand there without grabbing a book for as long as possible to see if the ambassador would bounce out and like give us a potential reverse drive-by mode. But here's a microfilm that we're about to die for, and that's the set. Legorve just taking this one down 7-2 in a pretty commanding fashion. We had some really nice spy games from Legorve and didn't drop a single sniper game.
Yeah, I mean, well played from Koopa, but white tests can be very unfortunate sometimes.
Yeah, you know, it's very, very rare that anyone wants a white test purloin in particular. The kind of prevailing advice in that scenario is that what you need to do is you need to look for a purloin that would be at least decent, even if it were a white test, and that's usually what you want to do. Of course, it's not always feasible. Sometimes you do have to bank on that green test, but as early in the game as Koopa was there, I think you definitely could have waited and looked for something a little bit less risky coming out of that, because we weren't attempting to really hide our purloin attempt at all. So even if it was a green test, we might be seen in chain by Legorve there. So a little bit unfortunate for Koopa, but well done by Legorve. Legorve will go on to face Beanie in the semifinals, which will be getting cast tomorrow, actually.